Hello, I'm Joel. This is Diane.
Hi.
And I'll just wait a couple more minutes. There's still a few people waiting to come in. So just bear with us a moment while we get everyone in.
Trial and error is for all of us. Ooh, a whole new world.
Okay. All right, I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay.
Hi guys, morning. How are we all?
Hi, good.
Great. All right, we're just waiting a couple more minutes just for a few extra people, and we'll get started.
Okay.
Hi.
Okay, just before we start, if anyone who hasn't muted themselves, if you could just mute yourself now, so that avoids any noise on our end, and then we can go through some other bits.
Where do you mute?
On the bottom left-hand side.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Just click that, and that should. There you go. Perfect. All right. Cool. So we've got Andrea Cannon. Okay. I think we got 1, 2, 3.
Andrea is coming.
Yeah.
I just spoke to her. She's on her way. We just finished up another meeting. So
Oh, fantastic. That's great.
she's on her way. And so is Sandy. So there's...
Awesome. Does she have the link and everything like that?
I think so. I don't know. Andrea was doing that, but I think so.
Hi, Joel. Hi, Di. Yes, Sandy did register, but she didn't have the details, so I just forwarded them to her just now.
Okay, cool.
Andrea Cannon, I recognise that voice.
All right.
How you going, Di?
Yeah, good. Can't see you, but I'm happy to hear your voice.
Okay. So,
Okay.
what I might do is we might get started. There will be a few extra people coming as we go, but yeah, we'll just get started. So, for those of you that we don't know, I'm Joel and this is Diane. Just a few housekeeping things before we start. Yeah, people are still coming in, so I'll still do that. If I'm too close to the screen, I'm sorry. I'll be out of the way in a moment, but people are still coming in, so I'm going to admit them. So, welcome to our masterclass. Pretty much the reason we set this up, obviously, moving with the times, I guess. It's certainly a crazy period for everyone, and you know, people are doing as best they can during a really hard time. But one of the things we've been getting a lot of feedback and a lot of contacts from our clients and other people as well, just saying, look, I don't know what to do. I'm really struggling to find a wig. I'm having treatment and I'm really, really struggling and I need some help. So hopefully this experience will be informative and somewhat, here we go, someone else, and informative and just easy to understand as well. It can be very concerning when you're faced with getting a wig for the first time, and even also how to look after your wig as well. So hopefully Di here will give you some tips. She's been doing this for over 20 years, and as I mentioned in the email, she's received many awards for servicing many medical industries and yeah, worked with thousands of cancer patients. So she's awesome. And I'm going to hand it over to her. Just on a side note, for those that haven't yet, just to make it easier, if you guys could all mute yourselves, that way there's no background noise. And what we're going to do is, if you have any questions throughout the workshop, you can unmute yourself and ask. Alternatively, there is a chat bar, so you can send a message. I'll be responding to the chats. And at the end of the workshop, we'll do a Q&A. So if you want to write down your questions, we can certainly answer them at the end. So enjoy, and I'm going to hand you over to Diane.
Amazing. Wow, what an experience for all of us. I have no idea how this is going to go, but we're going to give it my best shot. Basically, I want to start off and tell you that today, in this day and age, wigs are amazing. They have been a life support system for many, many people. Simply, if you have hair loss for whatever reason, or at the moment, we've been inundated actually with people who are trying to cover up their grey hair and want a wig, which is also amazing. But I'm going to start with a few little tips that might be helpful if you're not necessarily want to go down the path of a full wig. So without the assistance of models today, I'm going to rely on my girls here. So let's call her Charlotte. Charlotte's wearing a little fringe piece, which, because she's not a human person, I've had to stick onto her head with blue tack, but this will sit very nicely on a person's head, and it will just give you a little bit of framing of the face. Not an ideal hat, but just to give you an idea of how the little fringe piece can just be something that you can wear just to go down the shops or something like that if you can't be bothered with wearing a full wig. Here's another one, my little sporty girl here, we'll call her, I don't know what, but she's very, very stunning. Also, I've stuck her fringe down with a little bit of blue tack today because they're not ideal models, but they do look sensational. So these little fringes and top pieces are amazing. What I do want to show you is a halo. These are incredibly valuable if it was summer, and if you like to wear hats, which a lot of people prefer to wear hats. So halo is the only way that you can put a hat on a synthetic wig. If you have a full wig here, you can't actually put a hat on it because it will damage your wig immediately. So you need something like this that is not going to destroy the synthetic, and it will just keep it looking amazing. So that's a little halo, and this little halo comes with a detachable fringe, which sits on the Velcro here. You can either use as a fringe, but as many of you will know who have been in my workshops before, I do encourage you to hang on to it until November. So you've got a handy little spot there for November. That's just a little tip from me. And the halos, the fringes, they're very, very reasonably priced, and they're really, really easy to wear if you can't be bothered going down the path of a full wig. Now, wigs today are amazing. In the last 20 years that I've been doing this, synthetic wigs have far exceeded human hair wigs. Human hair is really good if you like to style your hair and play around with it and do a curl today, straighten it and do something else tomorrow. But generally speaking, if you have a medical condition, the best way for you to go is a synthetic wig, because they will always look the same. You don't have to style them. You don't have to do anything to them. So I'm going to start just to show you. These are fully machine-made wigs. They look like this. If you can see, I don't know, on the inside. This is a little fully machine-made synthetic wig. Now, the base of this is made to enable a bit of volume. You will always find that with a fully machine-made wig, you are able to get height and body and volume. So really, it depends how you wear your hair as to what sort of base you are going to get on your wig. So the shorter your wig, the longer it will last you. If the wig comes down to the lengths here, you'll find, like in Courtney, in a longer one, in synthetic, you'll find that when the synthetic rubs against your shoulders, your jackets, your scarves, the back of your neck, they tend to mat up faster. So a short synthetic wig is always going to last you a lot longer than a long synthetic wig. Now I'll just turn around little Zoe. She is an amazing little hairstyle that comes in about 30 different colours, and she can be worn on an everyday basis. I think it just looks amazing. It's about $200, and in a lot of cases, if you don't have private health insurance, to purchase a synthetic wig is a very inexpensive cost. You'll find basically that a synthetic wig will range in price from approximately $100 up to about $400. And that really depends on the length, on the base, and on the quality of the synthetic. So that's little Zoe. She's a fully machine-made wig. I'm going to show you another fully machine-made wig that will also give you height and body and volume. So this is Skye. Now you'll find that a wig is not going to sit perfectly every single time that you put it on. You might need to initially trim up the fringe. Somebody asked a question in our email, how do you get a bit of volume into a fringe through the front? Well, number one, I would suggest you do a slight trim. Using a hot roller, you can pop it through the front here and apply a little steam. If you don't have a clothing steamer or something like that, you don't have to panic. A little steam from the kettle, not directly onto it, from a little bit of a distance, will give you a bit of a lift once you take the roller out. Leave it to dry. So this is Skye. She's probably one of our most popular styles. And again, she comes in about 30 different colors. So I'm just demonstrating a few things. Now, while I'm going along, if you don't have any hair, you probably won't need to wear anything underneath your wig. But if you do have hair, you have a couple of options. This is a little wig cap. You can either wear a wig cap, or a relatively new invention is a wig grip. And as opposed to the wig cap, this sits around your head like this. And let's say the wig is a little bit big for you. If you put this on first, then you'll find that the wig will grip onto this and it won't move anywhere. They are amazing. I'll hope for the best here and see, oh, gripping beautifully. So basically no one can pull your wig off if you're wearing a little wig grip, something like that. Someone gives you a big hug or a big cuddle and off with your wig, not with the grip. So they're really, really good. If you do have hair or if you don't have hair, I recommend them for use under your wig. They are absolutely phenomenal. One more fully machine-made wig I'm going to show you is Reese. Now, as you can see here, all wigs basically come so that they can be available to everybody. So you'll find that they need to be tweaked a little bit. You might have to trim up the fringe, and I think that's probably the most that you should do to a synthetic wig, because a synthetic wig will not cut well. For example, if you don't like the length of the synthetic wig, don't get that wig. Go for a different type of wig. So these are just a few examples of some of the machine-made wigs that will give you the volume and the height. So as you can see, I've just taken them, I've put them on, a little bit of a George and a fiddle, and off you go. That is the beauty of a synthetic wig. So they do come in so many different styles and colors. So I'm going to show you, just excuse me for leaving the screen for 1 minute. I'm going to show you some wigs that are hand knotted. So you'll find this little one here, don't know if you can see the inside, has got a beautiful lace inside and it's covered by a silk covering. Now, these wigs are called monofilament top, and they tend to sit a little bit flatter than the fully machine made. So it gives you the possibility of a scalp. Wherever you part these little machine hand knotted wigs, you'll find that you have a little bit of a scalp and a style going on like this. But this is sitting a lot flatter than the ones that I put on earlier, than the fully machine made. And again, if you need to, the most you would need to do is trim up the fringe. So Connie is hand knotted on the top. And now I'm going to show you Alyssa, also hand knotted on the top. I tell you what, my model, she's a stunner. Everything looks good on her today. Wonderful. You're doing well, Charlotte. So this is a little bit more of a curly one, maybe for an older lady, tapered into the neck at the back. And again, with the monofilaments, you can part them anywhere and they look absolutely amazing. So I've shown you pretty much short monofilaments. I'm going to show you, this is Cody, another one. Charlotte has a big head suddenly. Ah, there we go. Cody So again, you can sweep the fringe over to the side, or you can trim it up and have a little bit of a wispy fringe going on through the front. So Cody is a little bob, which sits longer through the front and shorter at the back. Amazing for winter if you're wearing scarves and coats and jackets and things like that, so that it won't rub against the back of the wig and you will get an extended lifespan of your wig. Again, every single wig that I'm showing you here comes in about 30 color options. So there we go. One more style to show you here with a monofilament top is Skye. So they come in amazing modern styles. To pick a wig for yourself for the first time, I would imagine is hard. It's always a good idea, if you need help from us, to send a photograph in of what you look like. I wouldn't recommend that you try and replicate the hairstyle that you have, because it doesn't exactly work in a wig. Sometimes you have to go for something completely different that looks amazing, but in a style that you may not have had before. If you need to pop a little clip in, you can always pop a little clip in. These little scrunchies that I'm wearing around here are probably the only other thing that you can tie back your wig with. But that's another one that sits quite flat, that is hand knotted through the base. Beautiful. Again, lots and lots and lots of different colors. I didn't mention private health insurance before. Thanks, Joel. I need all the tips I can get here, girls, and whoever's listening. Just make sure you go into any questions that you need to ask specifically, because if you know me, it's quite likely that I will forget straight away what the question is or what I'm beginning to talk about. So help me out here as much as you can, like you normally do. Okay, so I want to show you. Oh, there's private cover. Thanks, Joel, again. So basically, if you have private health insurance, usually your health fund will give you back a minimum of between 50 and 70% for your wig. Now, like I said to you before, the cost of synthetic wigs are relatively inexpensive. I don't want to tell you how much I normally pay for a cut and colour of my own hair, which is completely insane considering that I work in a wig shop, but it costs me a fortune. These little wigs here, you'll be paying about $200. This is Sandy. She's a fully machine-made wig. Joel, can I help you? Everything okay? All good. All good. She's a little machine-made wig, but with a bit of curl. I don't want you to think that there are not sufficient styles. So I'm just bringing them out as I think about it. Again, if you have private health insurance, you can claim back from your health insurance. Sometimes the hospitals give you a little bit of a discount. Okay, so just to show you, let's go into a few more different styles in synthetic wigs and different bases. This wig is fully hand knotted and has a lace front. Now, the only reason you would need a lace front in your wig, I know it's very popular at the moment and very fashionable, but really you don't need it if you wear a fringe. Now, if you wear a fringe with your wig, I believe it covers a multitude of issues. For example, if you have eyebrow loss during chemo treatment, keep a fringe. You won't even notice the eyebrows. It's a beautiful solution without worrying about it too much. So this is Heidi. Now, she is a stunner. Now, I've actually seen her on television, and I don't want to say who's been wearing it, but this is also, I don't know if you guys can see here, she has the lace front, which blends into your scalp, and it gives you the illusion that you have hair growing out of your scalp. This is how good wigs are today. Every single one of these that I am showing you are synthetic. So because she's completely hand knotted, she weighs virtually nothing, and it's so light and easy to wear. However, remember, if you have a long synthetic wig, it's definitely not going to last you as long as a short one. You can tie it back with a butterfly clip or with a soft scrunchie like I'm wearing. But I would strongly advise against it, because that will deteriorate the quality of your wig fairly quickly. Now, Ivana, lifespan and time frame. Thank you, Joel. If you were to wear these wigs every single day, they're synthetic I'm talking about, you'll find that they will probably last you about 6 months, worn every day. If you don't need to wear them every day, obviously you will get a longer lifespan out of your wig. This is Ivana. She's also fully hand knotted. She's got a beautiful soft scalp and a lace front, and that lovely soft curl that is really, really fashionable at the moment. Now, to look after these wigs, you'll find that we have specific care products for synthetic and specific care products for human hair. The best product that I've discovered is our leave-in conditioning spray, which is this one here for synthetic hair. Basically, the beauty of this, instead of washing your wig very often, particularly something that has a bit of length to it and a bit of curl, all you need to do is give it a light spray all over, maybe once a week, and it will help to maintain the quality of the synthetic through the duration, the lifespan of the wig. To wash your wigs, I would say you only need to really wash them once you've had about a month to 6 weeks of solid wear. Ideally, in between that time, I would be using the leave-in conditioning spray, which will make your wig smell nice. And the other thing I would do is I would pop it near an open window. The label of your wig here at the back, I would hook it or peg it like this near an open window, let some fresh air go through it, and keep the body of hair in the wig, which is why we're keeping it upside down. Again, you'll find you might need to maybe refresh the smell on the inside. If you are having treatment, you must be careful what you spray into your inside of your wig to keep it fresh. I would recommend maybe a little bit of lavender or rose essence diluted in water. That way you can just spray it on the inside of the cap and it will smell really, really nice. So I would wash it less, but enhance the smells, make it smell nice as much as you can. So little Ivana, she comes in lots and lots of beautiful colors. And now I'm just going to show you probably my favorite at the moment, Elizabeth. She is a stunner. Now, as you can see, I've hardly put even a brush to any of these wigs, but I'm going to right now because she looks like she's had a bit of a rough night, old Liz here. But let's give her a little brush. This is a wig brush. Somebody asked, what is the best brush to use for your wigs? You'll find that the plastic tip, the plastic brushes will cause static in your synthetic wigs. If you use something like this, a little metal brush with little plastic or metal tips on the end of it, it won't tear the synthetic. They're very inexpensive, and of course they're on sale here from us. So here she is, Luscious Liz. Let's have a look at you. She has a lace front. She's fully hand knotted. She can be worn behind the ears. Oh yes, I want to mention, if you're going to put sunnies or you need glasses or something like that on your wig, you'll find the little protrusions on the side of the wig here where they sit evenly at your temples. You will put the glasses over that so that your glasses are sitting over these little tabs but behind your ears. It will also help to secure the wig onto your head. Thanks, Liz, you look stunning. I just want to just show you how amazing synthetic wigs are today, because they come in also amazing colors. If you want to have a little bit of fun, have a night out, shock your friends, blue, pink, all of these colors are really, really fashionable at the moment. And a lot of these modern styles that I'm showing you today come in these amazing fashion colors. So you don't have to feel I'm stuck with a daggy old wig. Wigs today are amazing. So that's Dakota. I think what I would like to do now is just move on to human hair. And some people prefer the human hair simply because they can actually style it and play around with it. I believe that if you are having treatment, it's an unnecessary expense. unless you really, really like to play around with your hair. I'm going to bring a couple over here. Here we are. This is human hair. You'll find that the human hair wigs from us do not come styled necessarily. So what you are purchasing is a length of hair. So this wig has a monofilament top so that you can part it anywhere. It has a lace front, which will probably need to be trimmed up as well. And it has a machine base. So it's very, very light and versatile. Let's have a look at you. You probably, unless you are very good with hair yourself, you'll probably need the help of a hairdresser just to keep it styled, or initially get the hairdresser to trim it up exactly the way you want it. The thing with the human hair wig is I would be very cautious when you are cutting it or styling it, because this is not going to grow back. If you cut it too short, you've spent a lot of money unnecessarily, and it's definitely not going to grow back. But human hair also today comes in amazing lengths and styles. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you the different bases that we have. Now you'll find if you wear wigs for alopecia, sometimes if you want something to stick onto your head firmly and securely, some of these wigs have got these little tapes on. It's not tape, it's like a silicone grip. So when you put these on your head, it helps to secure the wig onto your head very firmly. So I'm just going to demonstrate. Oh, she's had definitely a rough day, night, whatever. And let's pull her down here at the back. So you'll see that with something like this, you've got a lot of hair and it needs to be styled and it needs to be looked after. And I can't see a thing that I'm doing here, but you know, I'm pulling it out of wherever I do, you know me, and I'm making the best of it. So she definitely needs a bit of a style and a zhuzh and a bit of work done to her, but she's got a beautiful grip on the inside if you find that you need to wear a wig for alopecia reasons. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to tell you, show you one more here. Another long one, Courtney, which is stunning. And then I'm going to tell you about looking after your wigs. And if you do have any questions, I hope that you are chatting with Joel, or you are saving them up for me towards the end. Another synthetic. She's a synthetic, a stunning synthetic. Courtney, lace front, fully hand knotted. So if you have a wig like Courtney, I would recommend that you would save this maybe for going out, unless you like to wear long hair every day, because like I said, she's never going to last you as long as a shorter synthetic. But it doesn't matter. If that's what makes you happy, then that's what you go for. Don't be worried about it. The worst thing that will happen is you might need to get another wig, let's say through the duration of your treatment. And still you'll be way ahead of me from these silly hairdressing costs. Now, to wash your wig, the best way to do it, and again, not very often, you need at least 4 to 6 weeks of solid wear. Fill cold water in your basin, pop our shampoo. Where is it? Shampoo for synthetic and human hair. You can use this shampoo for both of your wigs, human hair and synthetic. You'll pop, I think the directions on here, maybe a 50-cent piece, pop it into your water, and you grab your wig in the basin and swish it around in the basin and make sure you get out any grimy particles. Then rinse out the shampoo under your running tap. Give your wig a bit of a squeeze and a shake. And then what I would like you to do, if you have a small head, then you definitely don't need a styrene foam head to keep your wig on, because it will stretch the wig. So what I recommend is you get a vase or a jar that you're not using and sit it on that. And then with your leave-in conditioning spray, give it a good spray all over the wig at the back. And I want you to concentrate also underneath here, where it's going to be rubbing against the back of your neck and the heat of your body, because this is where the wigs will mat up first. So you need to give it a good spray on the inside of your wig here. And you'll find as well, if the machining is a little bit rough on your head, you can use the leave-in conditioning spray also on here, or you can get a little bit of cuddly, sensitive fabric softener, diluted with water, and spray that on the inside of your machined wig. That will soften the cap up and it won't irritate your head. You'll be much more comfortable to wear it on your head once you've done that. Have we had any questions come in there, Joel?
No questions yet.
No questions. Basically, to dry the wig, I would leave it to dry. You can leave it upside down near an open window. You can hook it, or you can pop it on your shower head like this and leave it to dry properly. That way you're keeping all the body on the inside of the wig, so that when it's dry, all you have to do is turn it back, give it a shake, and the style will be there. That's the beauty of synthetic wigs, that you won't have to restyle it or anything. They are absolutely phenomenal. Now, I don't know really if we've got any more questions, if you've got a question for me, or I'm just having a look here, making a choice of the wig for you. Sometimes you can be lucky and find a wig that has the identical hairstyle that you do. But if the wig that looks very similar to your own hair doesn't suit you, I would be going for something completely different, but looks amazing. And because wigs are so amazing today, you will have a tremendous amount of choice. And it's just a matter of getting used to looking at yourself in a different way. If, for example, you don't have any hair through the duration of your chemo, I promise you, you still love yourself anyway without hair. So if you are adjusting to a new hairstyle, you will also love that as well. If your gut feeling, if your initial reaction when you put it on is one that you absolutely love, then you'll wear it. If you've got any apprehensions when you're trying a wig on, if you're not sure about it, if you feel it doesn't exactly make me feel good about myself, then that is not the wig for you. You have so much choice today that it should be really, really easy to find a wig that is going to be suitable for you. Whoever that is having a cup of coffee over there, I'd love to have one too.
I've got a question here from Sophie from Cancer Council.
Sophie from Cancer Council, question.
She's asked what damage is done to the synthetic wig when a hat is worn on top of it.
Okay, so the damage to a synthetic wig when a hat is worn on top of it is, remember how I mentioned to you how they go a little bit fuzzy in the lengths, and just from rubbing against the back of your neck and the heat of your body? Likewise with the top of your wig. If you put a hat on top, take it off, put it on. Anything that is going to rub will destroy the synthetic very, very quickly. I would strongly recommend that you don't. If, however, a lot of the cancer hospitals will give you a wig during the duration of your chemotherapy. If that's a wig that you're not 100% sure about, you can certainly use that wig to put hats on. Don't waste it. Make it work for you. So that's the wig that you'll be putting hats on if you don't want to go down the path of a halo or a fringe piece or something like that. Just use that wig to make you happy. Likewise, if you really, really want to wear a wig on your a hat on your wig, then just do it. Do whatever makes you happy. The worst thing that will happen is it will shorten the lifespan of the wig. It'll start to look matted and knotty, and it will take away from you looking the best that you can possibly look.
We've got
Another question.
From
Good.
Andrea from Think Pink. She's asked
Andrea.
how people are buying wigs at the moment if we're doing virtual wig fittings. And
Absolutely, Andrea. Hello, darling. I'd love to be doing dancing with you right now, but next time. So virtual wig fittings is something that we're looking to be. We are doing that at the moment.
Yeah.
Virtual wig fittings is something we are doing at the moment. What I would recommend is, if you are not in a position to do a virtual wig fitting, send us an email with your photo of your hair and something that you would like to look like, or you want your hair to look like. That way, given the choice that we have here, I can narrow the field for you and maybe send you some photos of 2 or 3 different wigs, or guide you to our website so that you can have a look at the different styles and see what you like. We will always send them out to you. You try them on in the privacy of your own home, and if they're not suitable, so long as you return them to us straight away in the same condition, we will either exchange them or refund you your money. So it's not a difficult process. It's just a matter of giving it a bash.
Explain to everybody about what we have here and how we have it.
Right, okay. Joel is, thank goodness, he's tipping me along here. I don't know if you can see behind me, but we have a whole lot of wigs here. Because we are the actual importer and distributor of wigs in Australia, we supply all over Australia and New Zealand. We have every conceivable wig available in any colour you want. So don't be apprehensive. Everything is here on hand. We have absolutely thousands and thousands of wigs available here. You should never feel nervous or feel like we can't find something to suit you. I've never had that experience. You will always be able to find something, and we will work with you very closely and help you the best way we can, obviously, under these circumstances. But it's not so difficult. You'll find that we can sort that out for you. I can see there's flashing things in front of me there.
Yeah, so Andrew just asked, are you doing the...
Hope Roz is keeping her clothes on there.
Can you wear a hat on a... Hang on, sorry. So somebody's asked here...
Asking me?
Can you wear a hat on a human hair wig?
You can wear a hat on a human hair wig. It will rub and it will deteriorate the quality of the hair. But what I would do after you put the hat on, I would be using the leave-in conditioning spray for human hair wigs that we have here. So after you've put the hat on, you get the wig and give it a little spray all over with the leave-in conditioner. That will help to put the condition back into your human hair wig. When you buy a human hair wig, let me go back a step. In your own hair, through the cuticle, there's a lot of goodness coming through your own natural hair. In a human hair wig, that does not exist. The wig is fully reliant on you to feed it. You need to condition it. You need to put treatments, and you need to put oils. Whatever oil is fashionable at the moment, argan oil, Moroccan oil, orchid oil, whatever is the flavor of the month, make sure you put that into the lengths and all through your human hair wig, because you need to feed the hair. There is no goodness coming through your scalp. So with your human hair wig, it needs a lot more work than a synthetic wig. But if that's what you choose to have, particularly if you have alopecia, I certainly understand the use of a human hair wig, then I would make sure that you super condition it and make sure that you use the correct shampoo and conditioning for human hair wigs. Of course, Joel has brought this to my attention again. Thank God he's here.
Is for synthetic and human hair.
I did mention that before, Joel. I think you were in the bathroom, but the shampoo is for synthetic hair and human hair. The conditioning is specific for synthetic human hair. And then if you feel you need, there is a very light hairspray, a finishing spray, which will help to keep your wig in place, and it'll just last for a really long time. It's a fantastic product if you feel you need. The other thing that I find is really, really good, this is just a tip from me, particularly in a machine-made wig, for example, with a bit of body and height and volume, a little bit of volumizing powder, dry shampoo powder through here. It won't feel so nice, but it will actually give you that little zhuzh and volume that you need if that's how you like to wear your hair. So there are lots of little tips. I wouldn't be afraid to give us a call, shoot us through an email. let us know exactly what it is your question is, and we can tailor the answer specifically for you. Another question? Yes?
This is from Roz from Think Think. She asked,
Roz.
I'm often worried about their wigs falling off. How can they prevent it happening?
Okay, Roz, I can obviously see you weren't paying attention as usual from the beginning to me, Roz. But if you,
Just repeat the question so they can hear it.
the question was, how do you keep the wig on your head? If you don't have any hair, or if you do have hair, depending on the circumstances. If you have hair, this is amazing. This is a wig cap. These are my favorite ones. They're fishnet and they've got a little bit of an elastic around the rim and they stay on really well. But if you don't have hair, this is my product of the month. I think I showed it before, but I'm going to show it again because Roz never pays attention. And it goes like this around your scalp. So if you are nervous about the wig falling off, put this on underneath. If the wig is a little bit loose for you and you don't know how to alter it to make it sit perfectly on your head, this is the solution to all of your problems. They come in brown, blonde, and black. So depending on the color of the wig, you wear this underneath your wig, and this is a wig grip, and the wig will stay on. And I think you probably need a tsunami or a hurricane in order to get the wig off this.
To tighten the circumference?
To tighten the circumference of the wig. Oh, this thing is also attached by Velcro, so you can just tighten that very easily. On the inside of your wig, that's a really, really good question. Who asked that? Nobody. Oh, thanks, Joel. So on the inside of your wig, you'll find most of them have got these little bra strappy things to tighten them at the back. Now, they're really, really good, but they only stay in place for a certain period of time. As anything with elastic, like my underwear as well, they all stretch with wear. So being all elastic around here, this is also going to stretch with wear. So what I would recommend you do, if that doesn't stay with that little bra strap attachment, I would just tack it down where it feels comfortable. And that way it will sit perfectly until it stretches again, and then you might have to do the same thing again. So I don't think I've ever spoken for such a long period of time without any break or alcohol or something.
I think also just
another question,
So,
good.
Somebody's asked, where can people donate their hair if they cut it off?
Right.
Variety Australia.
Okay, so to donate your hair, if you want to, I think Variety Australia, Joel, we have a phone number over there somewhere, which I'll get for you.
Chat group. Yeah.
Oh, he'll put it on the chat group. There is a lovely lady, Angela, who makes wigs for children who have alopecia or for adults who have alopecia. I know that Angela would be very, very happy from Angel Wigs to have any donation of hair. And she is a wig maker, so it takes a very long time and it's quite expensive, but amazing. So Angela's another one, and I suppose, Joel, you can give those details as well. The other thing I just realized is I forgot to talk about before, our bamboo softies. These are amazing for sleeping in, for wearing around the house. They're made from bamboo. All of the seams are on the outside of these so that nothing will irritate your head. When you're having your treatment and you're going through the chemo and your head is very irritated just before your hair starts to fall out, it can be even annoying just to have anything on your head. Something like this will not irritate because all of the seams are on the outside. There's lots and lots of amazing places that you can go to have a look for head coverings today. There's a lady who I know for sure does amazing scarves. She's on Instagram and her name escapes me for the moment. Bravery Co. She does beautiful hand printed scarves. They are very, very special and very, very unique. Otherwise, what we sell here are cotton sleep caps, bamboo caps, and lots of things like that. And I'm grateful for any more questions, except not from you, Roz. because I know she's drunk already at this hour of the morning. If anybody wants to unmute themselves and ask me anything, please go for it. I'd love to know. I can't even see who's there. All good.
Hi, I'm Mandy from Daffodil Wig Library in Bathurst.
Hello, Mandy. Nice to see
How
you.
you going?
Good, darling.
You too. I just want to ask you about the volumizer that you were saying.
Sure.
Sometimes I just recommend to the ladies just to use baby powder.
Do you?
A little, yeah, because some of the ladies have quite oily, oil, natural oil on their hands. And some of our ladies that are having treatment want to play with their wig a lot.
Right.
So I suggest that they rub baby powder on their hand and then, play with their wig a
And
little bit.
how do you find that goes?
Fine.
Oh, okay. Well, the only reason that I suggest the volumizing powder is because it's really good. Or the dry shampoo powder. It's really, really good. It makes it feel a bit sort of tacky, but it will hold the style. And it's made for in between washing your hair, like it will dry out the oils in your hair as well. So I think I don't sell it, but I think it's a really, really good product. Maybe baby powder it's the first I've heard, but maybe that's a good idea also. But I think something like that will be a little bit drying of the scalp is a really, really good idea.
Okay, I only suggest it for the synthetic wigs, not the real hair.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But I think the dry shampoo powder would be good for human hair as well. So
okay, well we'll get some of that in the wig library and use that instead.
Well, try both, darling, because baby powder will be cheaper. So see whatever works for you.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what?
Thank you.
A lot of this is trial and error. And so, don't be afraid. Have a try. Worst comes to worst, you wash it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Good.
Did you explain
No,
that?
very good. Thank you.
Yes, I did explain. Where were you when I was explaining everything, Joel? And I showed them with the grips.
The alopecia wig base?
Yes, I showed the alopecia. Honestly, I thought he was paying attention to me.
Sorry.
But it looks like only you are. Faye Venin, good morning. I can see you there. Hello. Anybody else got any questions for me?
Got any questions?
How the Blue Boys going? No, just kidding. Sorry.
Hi, Di. Hi, Joel.
Hi, guys.
Missing the footy, girl. Missing the footy, Di.
How bad is that? I know.
You want to finish?
Okay. Do I want to? Right. Joel's winding me up here, I think.
No.
No, not at all.
Listen, unless anybody has any questions, feel free to keep typing. If we have missed anything or you feel like you've come up with ideas and questions after, please feel free to email us. We're absolutely more than happy to help with anything. If you have any sort of questions or uncertainties, also please feel free to call us. You have our email, you have our phone number.
100%.
We are still distributing orders as normal, so mind you, it is a little bit slower, but because, as Diane said, everything is here, we have everything in stock, we are still fulfilling orders all over the country. So, and that being human hair and synthetic and hair pieces, I mean, we do extensions as well. But pretty much any product that has hair, we have here and are distributing. So no question is a silly question. If you need anything at all, guys, please feel free. We're happy to help as best as we can. We know this is a very strange time for everybody. And it's a time where we all need to kind of work together, and we're absolutely open to helping anyone that needs anything. So, please feel free to reach out anytime.
Amazing. Absolutely. So I guess from my perspective, what I'd like to say is I wish you all the very best through all of this. We are available. You can talk to us anytime. You can email us anytime. I guess we just have to be strong, be united, keep a sense of humour. And girls, this is my favourite wig. Don't ever forget that we are here to make life light, entertaining and easy for you. I wish you all the very best. It's been an absolute pleasure to see you all this morning, and I miss you, and I can't wait until we're up and running. That's better, 1.5 metres. We're up and running again, and look forward to being helpful and available anytime.
another thing just before we close off also, sorry, we are looking at continuing to do these workshops and these, Zoom classes, masterclasses, etc. So, I mean, we're going to touch on a few different topics as we go along. But yeah, I'll continue to send you guys some information. Also, if you want to have a look at our brochures on our website, creativewigs.com.au, on our Contact Us page, there is a virtual version of our brochure. And that's a really good thing to look at if you want to show that to some of your clients or some of your patients who aren't really sure how to select a wig. Our website is very limited with styles. It isn't everything. So it's just kind of a bit of a guide, I suppose. And another way that a lot of people are trying to find wigs as well is by kind of when they speak to us, we can also guide them through our website. Even though it is limited, we can say, listen, check out this style, check out that style. This might be suitable as well. With a photo, it helps us a lot. So yeah, that's been really beneficial also. So yeah, there's that. And if you need any extra information from us, we can always email it to you as well. So thanks a lot. I'll just check. I think someone's just asked a question before we go. Hang on.
Looks like a question. Good. Well, I certainly hope this has been helpful, and I've enjoyed myself, and I've been very happy to see you all this morning. The question is?
No question.
No question.
Everyone's saying thank you. So.
Amazing. Thank you very much, everybody. I wish you all the very best through this insanity. Look after yourselves and stay well.
Thanks, guys. All the best.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thank
Joel.
you.
Well done.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So good. So good. Bye.
Bye.